Alright, looks like everything's up to date. It's the Korean investors welcome something. Korean investors welcome the punishment of disgraced crypto. That's just mogul Do Kwon in U.S. Cryptocurrency investors in Korea welcome the U.S. Justice Department announcing that Do Kwon, the crypto tycoon involved in the 2022 collapse of the Terra USD and Luna coins, could face up to 130 years in prison if he was convicted of fraud. Amazing how they would go after this guy, but they don't do anything to the politicians in our country that have done far worse. Anyway, rabbit hole there, buddy. Let's try the restart and see if this thing is still as quick as it was. Okay. We're looking at probably installing an update. So I don't think it'll be quick. It may not be quick anymore because we've installed all these updates. Definitely not at 12 seconds. So yeah, it won't be fair to count this one because it just actually downloaded a couple of updates before I did this. Alright, that was about a minute and a half. I wonder if we're back to the same old BS. Let's go here and just check. Make sure we won't have any updates. Okay. Let's see what we get. Yep, looks like we're back to crap again. So much for a 10 or 12 second boot time. So this thing only booted fast before I installed updates and I had no internet connected to it. Wow. So I might be wrong about my assessment of the hard drives. Yep. I'll let you know what it is when I get back. That was a minute 30. So, looks like the usual crap. I'm going to try an interesting experiment. I'm going to remove the internet. So something must be running on here. The anti-malware service. And it seems like the one that's really using anything. I don't know why the screen is making my eyes glare. Let's see. So it's not hooked to the internet. I've got the I've got everything turned off. I mean, not turned off, but I mean, I have it disconnected. I'll let it run for a while, let it settle down. But I think this thing is just a pile of crap. Why did it run really good for a minute? So it must be something that Windows 10 doesn't like this hardware. Whatever updates were made to Windows 10 doesn't like this hardware. That's what I'm thinking. Because with a fresh install and no updates, this thing ran pretty damn good. I mean, we're talking 10, 12 seconds, not a minute and 30. So it must not... something must not be right. I guess some of the other computers that are just as old don't have these problems. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I'm just trying to figure this out. So it looks like it's something. Set memory, and then that's network. Okay, and that's the disk. The disk does seem to be quite active. I don't know what it would actually be doing, because there really shouldn't be anything running at all. Okay. Let's go ahead and reboot. My menu thing changed a little bit too. Okay. All right. Yep, back to being a turd. So yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, how in the hell could this Samsung drive be testing at 540 megabytes per second write speed and then have a problem? It has absolutely nothing to do with the drive. Nothing. As we now see, we're sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. If you install Windows and you never update it, then it runs fast on this thing. Oh my god. A minute and 30 seconds again. That's what it takes on this thing. I'm curious how this thing would work on a regular IDI spinning drive. If you've got an i7, you've got 32 gigabytes of RAM. This is silly. Alright, let's shut it off. Shut down. We're going to pull the RAM. One thing I haven't tried. I don't suspect it will do anything. Alright. We have swapped the RAM. We have 3 sticks. I don't know what they are. 4 gigabytes, probably. Right. I think this fan, oh man, constantly runs. Nope, never mind. Alright. So you shouldn't get a hardware problem. Probably right out the gate. Well, we'll just see. So I pulled the RAM that was in this other computer and put it in here. Okay. Ready for a minute and a half? Yep, a minute and a half. So, I don't know what to do with this thing. I guess it's too old to run Windows 10. That's anything I can think of. Why do all these other ones, all these i5s, they just run circles around this thing? Like, good lord. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. This is supposed to be such a great computer. And, it's not. One of my computers is newer than the rest, but, this one's not. This one's 2014. This other computer over here isn't. Okay, let me see if I can turn it on here real quick. Okay. As soon as it actually, like, turns on, we can probably time it. Okay, we're at 32. This is also a Z97 with an i5. Okay, what about 40 seconds, something like that, to boot on this one? I don't know what the hell that thing just said. I'm really irritated how this keeps trying to do this every time. I never gave it permission to automatically start. Starting in October 2025. Will no longer provide free security updates for Windows 10. What I heard was they'll charge a lot of money for them. We're reaching out to thank you for your loyalty to Windows and help prepare you for what's next. Interesting. Windows Backup can help you transfer important files and photos and apps from your Windows 10 device to a new Windows 11 PC. In other words, we've detected your computer is too fucking old and doesn't have the consumer protection fucking spy on you chip on it, so you're not going to be able to use it. Well, when this happens, I think they're going to lose a lot of Windows users. But anyway, I don't have anything that can run it, and I'm not going to go buy a new computer to run Windows. So what will happen is they'll make it to where you won't be able to use this eventually. Just like everything else that doesn't work anymore, security certificates won't work, you know, etc., etc. It's like why you can't run XP or Millennium. Anyway, I had Millennium on the computer and it wouldn't do anything. So this computer here boots fast. This one here boots fast. This one is an i5 also. I'm trying to move something out of my way. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, how long does it take it to shut down? This one's always kind of slow to shut down compared to the other ones. Like, I don't know why this one's so slow to shut down. Okay. There we go. 30 seconds. I'm counting from the 30-second mark. What in the heck? What is it trying to do? So that wasn't even 30 seconds. It was about 25. So this is my fastest computer, which is funny because the other computer actually gets a higher score. Well, they all get a higher score than this one. But anyway, this one's got tons of stuff on it too. So I think what I'll end up doing is probably just take the other computer and pull what I want out of it and just put it on the shelf. It's worthless to me. I don't want something that takes that long to boot up. I mean, if I leave it on all the time, that's fine, but it still irritates me that it's just not like working like it could.